Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Happy Gregorian New Year. I guess this is now the 25th day of January, and I've been not severely busy, but I have been busy enough to say I'm not going to force myself to do anything, and I didn't want to get caught up in the capitalist, I must make something because. I hope you guys are doing well. So this is my first video for the year officially. Yay! So I had a friend that reached out to me to give me his celebratory Happy New Year in my DMs. And I was happy, it's been a while since I heard them. And, we were catching up and stuff. And the opening question is, how is life treating you? That's usually what the question usually is. How life treating you? And he asked me, he twisted it and he said, how are you treating life? And I think I had a really big existential moment when when he asked me that, because it was like, what do you mean? Like, I don't understand what you mean.
What?
Can you be more specific? How am I treating life? And from then onward, it just felt like I had this snowball effect. I won't say it was an existential crisis, but it just seemed as though I never looked at it from that point of view. And then there was just this snowball effect of ancestral energy that started to occur. And first off, if you've listened to my episode, somewhere I'll put it here or here, about my mentor, Sonia Suzette Williams. And the first thing that came up to me was ancestral energy. There has been so much ancestral energy coming through my life since the year started that I can't explain it. I really can't. As I was going by, I'm rambling a little bit, but at first, Sonia's transition as well as her birthday were in the same month, this month, and I found myself creating a celebratory evening of her life with past students, friends, and family celebrating her. And it was not hard to do because I was also a part of creating the drumming circle last year when she transitioned. And being on this small island, I realized that there's a lot of indigenous things that we are not doing or we are not keeping due to the main fact of capitalism. So there's that. But even taking sacred space for her and me not planning to become Oya and dance for her, it was a very big deal for me. And I guess it was also a big deal for a lot of people. I also realized that there has been a lot of ancestral energy on this island because of a current situation that is happening here. I'm not going to go in too much into it. Everybody's got Google. You can Google it. The ancestral burial ground at Newton Plantation is currently being desecrated because the powers at be wanted to create a monument, but there was a lot of conversation about how it is being done. So, if you are a spiritual person and there is a need to move certain things away from the burial ground where the rites of passage and all these different things have been done, you would go about your way doing things a certain way, asking for permission spiritually to clear the land, to break the ground, all of these different things. And It is very interesting how things are unfolding, but I found myself a part of a, not really a part of a committee, but a part of becoming an activist yet again. An activist in my art, an activist in what is to be done, especially when it comes to ancestry and what it means to work with elders and connecting with elders who may have similar gifts, who are now teaching you. I didn't expect to find somebody or somebodies who are more advanced than me and they're teaching me certain things, whether that is through meditation or how to record my dreams and my visions and all these different things. And it feels a little overwhelming. And I think too, a lot of it stems from the idea of grief and how we are grieving. This is an ancestral year, the year of nine, and I promise that I will get into that later on throughout the weeks. But it is a lot of things are going to be shedding from us that we do not expect or did not expect, as well as joy. There's going to be a lot of joy this year for a lot of us as well. So I'll get into that a little bit more, but how am I treating life? The first thing that came to me was reverence. A lot of it dealt with a lot of reverence and how I am treating the world around me, how I am treating the atmosphere, the earth, as we continue this quote unquote negotiation with the earth and capitalism. Do I dare say that? Because people think that they can do whatever they want. And I mean, the irony of it all is that they think that they're doing great and they think that they're doing well in spite of people trying to explain to them what is going on with the land, um, how certain trees have been reacting, the literal global state of things, and I will leave it at that. There's so many different things, but there is also hope as well. And I think that a lot of us are going to get a lot of downloads this year as well. Even if you don't think this person with locks and beads in their hair is like that's supposed to be the aesthetic. Some of the most spiritual people this year are going to be accountants, are going to be bankers or lawyers, because they're going to be faced with decisions in front of them that is going to benefit the community or it will benefit the elite, and there will be a crossroad that will come and they will have to make a decision. So for me, my answer to my friend, how am I treating life? I'm treating it with reverence. And I actually looked up the word reverence. And it says deep respect for someone or something. And the example that they gave me was ritual showed honor and reverence for the dead. Um, it's it's a lot. It's a lot. We need to be reverent in our day to day lives, and we need to hold space for grief. A lot of us aren't holding space for grief. And in terms of how we move, if we move with more reverence, I think that we will find the answers that we are looking for. Whether that is joy, whether that is peace of mind, whether that is generational health, generational wealth, all of these different things we are going to find, and we need to be a lot more immersed in what we are doing and just listening to the trees, the earth, the birds, my pets. Listening to the messages on the wind is also very important, and just being still if you need to be still, or being loud and boisterous and having the audacity. I think that's the biggest thing for me, having audacity to say no or to say yes or to try different things or just to be. It is so important right now for us to expand in who we need to be and not be afraid to take that jump into the direction that we are being called in. The ancestors will always have our back. Like right now, I can see through my window right now a beautiful sunset, and it's just amazing, the idea of grief. I'm talking about grief, how the day has ended and how we grieve, or we grieve the day. How do we grieve the day? Do we grieve the day, in terms of the decisions that we have made? Do we sit within our own self and ask ourselves, maybe I could have done that a little better, or this bad thing happened to me, but was it a lesson or was it a curse? These little things. And the beauty in grief is the love that exists over the thing, or the lesson in the thing that you have learned. We grieve over, yes, people passing, like Sonia, but we also grieve our jobs, our loss of job, or being stuck in a job that you want to get out of, our career. We grieve the loss of friendships that we've had for such a long time. We've grieved relationships, romantic relationships. We grieve children leaving the nest. And there's a uncomfortability, hopefully I said that word right, with a lot of us who don't want to sit there because it's messy. It's messy and it's uncomfortable. You don't want to sit with that feeling. Who wants to be sad? You want to grow, but you don't want to have that feeling. You want to be happy. The joy, the whole idea of becoming who it is we need to become is in the joy of the lessons. Some lessons are harder than others, but I really do believe that, for me, reverence is a big indicator in how I am moving forward. I find myself teaching a lot more, which I thought I'd never do. We're going to be put in spaces that we did not expect, but it's going to amplify a lot of our work. So I turn the question over to you. How are you treating life? You can let me know in the comments, or you can have it as a takeaway for your journals or your further introspection. But I just think that it was important for me to come on and start the ball rolling with these types of conversations. So I do hope that this video was insightful for a bit, and you were able to have some takeaways about how are you treating life, and some of the things that you know make sense to you right now. So, video number one, I am the Afro fairy goddess, reminding you to always believe in your magic. Bye.